Have you ever wondered if there's a natural way to influence something as specific as, say, the gender of your baby? Well, today, we're diving into a popular YouTube video that claims to have the answer. We're going to break down a very specific traditional regimen for altering vaginal pH, all in the name of certain fertility outcomes. So yeah, let's get into it and see what this is all about.
All right, here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll start with the core theory, the pH premise. Then, we'll look at why acidity is seen as the problem. After that, we get to the fun part, the actual remedies. Then we'll cover the herbal arsenal involved, and finally, we'll talk about the desired outcome of this whole process.
Okay, so the whole foundation of this approach, everything in this video really hinges on one single idea, that there's a critical link between the pH level of the vaginal environment and a woman's fertility. The video actually claims this pH level can be the deciding factor in whether you conceive a boy or a girl. Let's unpack what that really means, according to the source.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. The source says that the womb is naturally more acidic. So becoming alkaline, that's not the body's default setting. It's presented as something you have to actively work towards. It's an intentional goal to create what's described as a healthier, cleaner environment, one that's supposedly free of any harmful bacteria.
And this slide right here, it really paints a clear picture of the two sides of the coin presented in the video. You've got the acidic environment on the left. That's called the body's natural tendency. It's linked with harmful bacteria and, this is key, with conceiving a girl. Then on the right, you have the alkaline environment. That's the goal. It's associated with cleanliness, health, and a better shot at conceiving a boy.
So now that we get the basic idea, let's dig a little deeper. According to the video's creator, this natural acidity isn't just a fact of life, it's a real obstacle. It's something that needs to be overcome if you're trying to reach these specific fertility goals.
So what are the downsides of this acidic environment? Well, the source is very specific. It's blamed for things like unpleasant, fishy odors, for activating harmful bacteria that can lead to chronic infections and inflammation, and this is the main point of the video, for creating an environment that male-carrying sperm just don't thrive in.
Okay, so if acidity is the bad guy here, what's the solution? This next part is really the heart of it all. We're getting into the practical, step-by-step remedies that are proposed to actually shift the body's pH. This is the how-to section. And get this, timing is everything. The speaker in the video argues that you shouldn't wait until your cycle is over. Nope. She says the cleansing process needs to start right away, even using herbal rinses during menstruation to get a head start on cleaning everything out. All right, first up is the post-cycle salt bath. And the recipe is very specific. You fill a tub with hot water, add 6 tablespoons of salt, 4 cloves of crushed garlic, a mix of herbs like wormwood or chamomile, and, here it is, 1 whole sliced onion. Then you just sit in that mixture for about 10 to 12 minutes. And, you know, the creator of the video knows how this sounds. She totally anticipates people being shocked by the whole onion thing. She defends it with so much passion, saying something like, "An onion? We're going to sit in water with an onion? Yes, sit in water with an onion." You can really feel the conviction there.
So why the onion and garlic bath? What's the point? Well, the purpose is pretty ambitious. It's claimed to deeply cleanse the uterus, clear out the fallopian tubes, and even treat internal issues like ulcers or growths by, and this is her phrase, eating away at them.
Okay, next up is something called the Herbal Pad. This is presented as an option for people who might not be comfortable with internal treatments. The method is pretty straightforward. You take a clean sanitary pad, you kind of open it up from the side to make a little pocket, fill it with a bunch of dried herbs, seal it back up, and then wear it for about 4 hours.
And what does this herbal pad supposedly do? Well, it's described as a way to pull all the bad stuff out from the outside. The idea is that the herbs draw out infections, reduce inflammation, and absorb any odors, basically cleaning the area from the outside in.
So we've gone over the remedies. Now let's take a closer look at the actual ingredients. We've heard herbs mentioned for the bath and the pad, so this section is all about breaking down that herbal arsenal that's used for all these different things.
Okay, for external use, so for the baths, the rinses, the herbal pad, the list is pretty long. You've got common ones you've probably heard of, like chamomile and rosemary. Lavender is in there too. But then there are more specific ones, like wormwood, which is also called shea, and another one called Mary's palm or Cathmarium. They're all picked for their supposed cleaning and disinfecting powers.
But it's not just about what happens on the outside. The regimen is also internal. The video suggests drinking certain herbal teas to help create an alkaline state from within. You see some of the same herbs here, lavender, chamomile, thyme, rosemary, but also olive leaves. The idea is that by drinking these, you're cleansing the uterus from the inside and helping shift your whole body's pH.
Okay, so we've covered the theory, the remedies, and the herbs. Now let's talk about the end game. After all these steps, the baths, the pads, the drinks, what is the ultimate goal? What's the whole point? This last part brings it all back home.
And really, it all boils down to this one simple thing. Everything we've just talked about, every single herb, every bath, every routine, it's all designed to do one thing: flip the switch. To transform the vaginal environment from its natural acidic state to a deliberately created alkaline one.
And what's the payoff? Well, according to the video, it's a big one. It's supposed to get rid of recurring infections, leave you with a pleasant clean scent, and create what's described as a balanced and active uterus. And of course, the grand prize highlighted throughout the whole video, creating the perfect environment to increase your chances of having a baby boy.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty big question to think about, right? These methods, they're so deeply rooted in tradition and personal belief. It really makes you wonder, in this age of modern medicine and science, what role do these kinds of traditional remedies still play in how people all over the world think about and pursue their own personal wellness?